Let's make a movie where everything is CGI. And if people see a human character, they should be wondering who is voicing them. And if everything is CGI, how people will relate to it? It's simple. Make all the character in this movie cute like animals, and people will fall for them. And let's cast Millie Bobby Brown. Why? Because I think she has a weird contract whether she can be part of only a period piece or sci-fi or adventure. And this movie is somehow all of that and none of it. And there would be a civil war between robots and humans. And I want ending like Avengers Endgame. So you know what that means? Let's hire Marvel actors and Marvel directors. This movie where technology at its peaks, the simplest thing to break is security. Anyone can just walk in and walk out. I want a movie where Matrix meets iRobot meets Extension meets Logan meets Chappie meets Mad Max meets Blade Runner meets Godzilla. And all the tropes that are in action, comedy, drama, romance, thriller, suspense, mystery, sci-fi, animation will be in it. Here is the plot. Millie has brother who is genius. And how do we show a person is genius or not? It's simple. Make them talk about quantum entanglement, and someone who talks about that is automatically genius. And that's how it works in real life too. And here is how it will end. She will close the entire network by pushing three RGB buttons. Nothing says sci-fi than pushing buttons. Why people will watch it? People who are fans of the book will hate watch it, and people who didn't read the book will watch it because the book was success. Every human will be wearing the headset and they will be fit. That makes sense because in virtual reality, if you work out, you will be fit in real life too. Everyone will go to school wearing headset. Why can't they just do school from home? Well, that's for our viewers to answer. Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's watch the Electric State Pitch Meeting by Ryan George. And if you are new here, please leave a like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's start.
So, you have some new content for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's based on this dystopian graphic novel called The Electric State. No, sounds like reading. Oh, no, don't worry. I figure we just basically grab the general aesthetic and make a Marvel movie out of it. Oh, I like the sound of that.
I like the sound of that. Yeah, they did make the Marvel movie with Marvel actors and with Marvel directors. And if you didn't read the book, don't worry. The producer of this movie didn't read the book either.
Besides, who knows better than us how to put together a story? Nobody that I've ever been able to fully pay attention to. So tell me about this thing. Well, I'm thinking Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown. She has a lot of followers on Instagram. She sure does. So many big numbers. Amazing. But I did mean tell me about the story. Oh, okay. Well, this takes place in the 1990s after a big robot war. There wasn't a robot war in the 90s. No, but like, what if there had been one? Oh my God. So anyway,
Did someone change the timeline?
robots rise up because humans don't want them to have rights or live lives because they're objects or whatever. Whatever. And the robots were kicking human butts for a while because robots don't need to eat or sleep, but humans do. Right, we do need to do that.
But
And
they
in fact,
need
we're
to
going to have this
charge.
badass line from Chris Pratt's soldier character where he's like, these bots, they don't need to eat, sleep, or blink. I blink. That's okay. I guess that's badass. Doesn't blinking mean to show weakness in a standoff, though? Yeah.
Does it?
Is so badass. But then this big company called Center, they make this thing called the Neurocaster. What does that do? It's this mind upload software that lets humans control drones, so that gives them
That was in Godzilla. I think that's how they connect Mecha Godzilla with human, right? That's what they were trying to do. So basically, this movie is just the collection of different movies.
the edge and they win the war. What did that change about humans needing to sleep and eat? Hey, shut up. So then Bill Clinton signs a treaty with a robot, Mr. Peanut, to put all these robots in an exclusion zone.
So Ranja, there is no peanuts joke. There is no clear wordplay you did this time. I thought you would be going to do that.
If their whole thing was that they didn't think the robots were alive, why didn't they just turn them off so the movie can happen? Got it. So anyway, a couple of years later, everybody's wearing these Neurocasters recreationally and the world sucks and Millie's family.
Why did they go to school wearing the Neurocaster? Can't they just do school from home? Why would they have to go in classroom?
He's dead. Not fun. But one day this frickin' robot Cosmo shows up and he can only speak to her in pre-recorded lines from his old
Bumblebee.
Cosmo TV show. Kind of like Bumblebee and Transformers with the radio stations. Yeah, when movies are successful, you can just kind of take things from them and put them in your movie.
You take successful movie, and that's how you make a successful movie. That's how Hollywood's logic is.
That's how we make many of our movies. I know, right? So this robot, turns out, contains the consciousness of her dead brother. Oh. So he's like not actually totally dead, so they need to find his body, and Chris Pratt's gonna help out along the way. And what's his deal? Well, he's Chris Pratt. You're damn right he is. And Chris
Yes.
Pratt has a robot friend named Herman who can be voiced by whichever MCU actor is available and interested. It truly does not matter who voices this character. Love that. So they're gonna have this funny back and forth where Chris Pratt is like, "Did you unplug my refrigerator?" And Herman's like, "Yeah, I need it to charge." The robots don't need to eat or sleep, but they do need to recharge. How is that an advantage? Hey, shut up again.
Well, they can do solar recharge as well, right? They should be able to do that.
So Chris Pratt agrees to help Millie Bobby Brown because they're being chased by this robot killing colonel.
Chris Pratt will be helping Millie Bobby Brown by just being there. He didn't, I didn't think so. He affect the story anyway. That only thing the robot took them on his shoulder. That's the whole thing Pratt did on this movie, I guess.
Of popcorn? No, of an army person. Even scarier. So they gotta go into the exclusion zone, which is super dangerous and tough to get into. So how do they get in? They go into it. Good strategy. Glad that paid off. And they meet Mr. Peanut and a bunch of other
They established that no one can go in and out of that prison, but every time they need someone to go inside, they can just fly inside and fly outside, right? That's how they showed the battle.
fun, hopefully merchandisable robots, as well as this human doctor they were looking for. A human doctor? What's his deal? Well,
Human doctor, and who is the voice actor behind that?
his name is Dr. Exposition or something. I don't care. He's going to explain everything to them. Such as? Well, it turns out Millie's brother was very smart, so Center realized they could create the Neurocaster technology by keeping this kid in a coma and
Matrix.
using his very smart brain. One kid is powering the whole world's drone technology? That's what we're going with, just a real smart kid's brain. Well, okay then. And so this doctor helped the evil CEO skate. He didn't know how to skate. No, his name is Skate. Evil sporting goods are tight. Anyway, this doctor guy hooked up Millie's brother to this system, but he doesn't want to be evil anymore, so he helps robots. Sure, okay. So the good guys ask Mr. Peanut for help, and he's like, I would never help a human. I'm Mr. Peanut, and I'm mad at humans. Sounds like this Peanut's got a pretty firm stance. For sure. But then he sees Millie Bobby Brown and her robot brother watching a robot cartoon, and he's like, you know what? I'm in. Oh, wow, that was quite the 180. Movies have the power to change people, sir. For example, you and I will be much richer after this one. Wow, that's a beautiful sentiment. Anyway, so back to this dystopian world.
That's a beautiful sentiment, but wait till you hear the budget of this movie.
Where people can't stop staring at screens. Right, the one you're writing. So that freaking colonel shows up with an army and destroys the robot's home and kills a bunch of them, and they take the brother back to Center. Oh no. So now the good guys decide they need to go unplug the brother, and that'll take down the whole system, so they go attack. Very exciting. Super exciting, because these are all characters that we've gotten to know and we care about. We do? Well, not us personally, and maybe not the audience, but somebody out there maybe. That works for me. So there's gonna be a big old fight between the robots and these Neurocaster drone soldiers.
This is like Endgame scene where Ant-Man were just crushing everyone. So that's what I think when I was watching this particular scene.
The robots each have their own unique fighting style, so that's fun. Oh, they do? So now Millie Bobby Millie has to get her brother out of the
Millie
system.
Bobby
Oh, boy.
Millie.
So she actually plugs in and goes to talk to him, and he's like, yeah, you got
Millie Bobby Millie. So wait, she's not brown?
to kill me. And she's like, I don't wanna, but he's like, do it. And she's like, okay. I mean, if this kid is the key to all the technology at Center, it's gonna be tough to disconnect him. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Yep.
Oh, really? Yeah, there are these 3 glowing buttons next to his body, and if you press them,
RGB
he
buttons.
dies. Oh, yeah, so she presses those big buttons and saves the day. Well, great. Really great. So then we get to witness the triumphant moment where Chris Pratt jumps alone in front of a green screen shouting, we won, yay!
This scene was in Endgame, but the thing is, just before this scene, he was crying out because his friend is like injured, severely injured. And they just cut to this scene where he's celebrating the win. I think the editor just switched the sequence on this particular scenes.
We won. Now that's cinema. I want to spend $320 million on this. Seriously? You want this to be one of the most expensive movies ever made? I do. Okay, I gotta ask, how do you keep doing stuff like this? Well, let's just say I got a couple of tricks up my sleeve.
Well, that's a good trick. Yeah, you heard that right. It cost them around 325 or 350 millions to make this movie, and that makes this movie like one of the expensive movie. I watched this movie because I watched Captain America Winter Soldier, and it was directed by Russo brothers. And since then, I became big fan of them. So that's why I watch whatever they put out. So that's why I watched this movie. I thought it would be quite interesting, but the movie was fun. It was like as soon as you finish the movie, nobody will remember even character names. So that's why they didn't bother to change the name of the lead actress. They just made her name Millie, so that people who were searching about 11 or Millie, they would find this movie. So the pitch meeting was fun, hilarious, as he point out everything that I thought he would do. And this movie is fun. You don't have to think too much. It just explains you white noise for me. So I started it, and I was just doing some things on my phone. And in background, the movie completed, and got the gist of it. I do wonder what was the book all about. I think there are lots of people who fans of the illustrated novel. I don't think the producer even has read about the book. So that's why they just took the overall concept and make a movie out of it. And if you didn't like it, just wait for a few more years. They will just reboot it. As simple as that. So if you enjoyed the reaction, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.